The new Guild Wars 2 patch is here, and not only does it have a new fractal CM that is one of the best fractals we've ever seen, but also we have an insane amount of new changes to many builds, making the balance completely changed to what it was before. So what are the best ones that you should be playing right now? Well, let's go through it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning, and let's get into it. First of all, I want to preface that this is just day one. Things might change. I just want to make this video so you guys can go and test out some cool things that are happening right now, because obviously things are going to be changing, but the first week it's kind of hard to tell, wait, what should I play? What shouldn't I play? Well, we're going to go through a little bit of everything that's changed, and so you can make your decision and start blasting. I've been going through the entirety of the snowcrows Discord, trying to check all the builds that have been discovered today, so you can get all of them and play them. But first, of course, I want to do a huge shout out to snowcrows, as always, not only giving us the best raid builds and open world builds, but also always being right there on the patch, ready to see what has changed. And also they let you go into their Discord and check the conversation about it. It's super cool, and you get a lot of an idea of how things actually work. So I heavily recommend you guys to check their Discord. I'll leave it in the comments down below. And also huge shout out to every one of the people who actually make these videos and investigation as well. For example, here we have 73 days blasting the power spellbreaker with hammer, mace, and dagger manhand, mace offhand. I don't know why I said it in that order. And here's the rotation, of course. And this build is super cool. It's a build that it used to be played a lot back in the day. It was the best way of doing damage with the berserker, but it isn't anymore. The other builds with dagger, axe, dagger, mace actually do more damage, at least until this patch. And the thing about this build that is super cool is that because of the actual traits on defense, you end up getting permanent stability, as whenever you disable a foe, you gain stability. It is super cool. Now, I'm pretty sure it's the same, but this build has not been updated in the snowcrows build website anyways. If you want to go and check out the actual build, come to the 73 days channel, check their video, and look at the gear and build there. There's also a version of this build where you play Berserker instead of Spellbreaker, and it should give you the perma-stab as well, which is a very cool concept that you have here. Something different, but with some of the same advantages as the other one. I'm definitely going to be trying this out, and I'll heavily recommend you guys to do the same if you don't like Spellbreaker. And I'll leave it in the description down below as well. Power Blitzrun is also doing way more damage as well. You can probably go and use the same build that you can see here in the snowcrows website. It doesn't seem like anything has changed, and we haven't seen a benchmark of it, but it's definitely easier to use, and it does an insane amount of damage compared to before. So definitely go try it out. It's a hard build, but it can be very good if played correctly. We also have Alacrity Specter doing a very good amount of damage, 37k DPS. You can see here Iskarel, who's been hitting the golem and seeing how it actually works. I will leave his Guild Wars 2 skills in the description down below so you can check it out. It's an interesting build. I think people have been using Specter a lot lately, and I'm kind of glad that it's actually brought back with the changes right now. Hopefully it's also easier build, or at least more fun to play build than before, and hopefully also we can get a healed Specter coming in very soon. I'm sure people are trying to cope with that as well. We also have a Condi Druid, not a build that a lot of people play because it's so it's so hard to actually play. They've been doing a lot of damage though, around 47k DPS with this, so it could be a potential contender of one of the most high DPS builds in the game. Snowcrows website already has the build, and of course it's also at the top of the DPS chart right now, and you can check out the build there. But the video that you're seeing right now is unlisted, so I don't want to show you so you guys can check it out, because it's unlisted and they might actually not want you to see it. But of course it's made up by Conduit Copper in Snowcrows, and you can subscribe to their channel in Pigeon to Guild Wars 2 if you want to be notified when they actually post the best version of this build. Although I guess they do have this video here that is actually published, which is the work in progress. There you go. You can just go watch this one. There's also a Condi Quickness Scrapper being developed right now. It's not ready at all, and it's a very, very difficult build to play, so we're gonna have to wait and see how it ends up playing. But with the new flamethrower, with the new bombs, it seems to be doing a lot of damage for a quickness build. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit more to see how it actually works. But thank you for putting all this effort into figuring this out, Herus from Snowcrows. And guess what? The changes also happened for Combi Alak Mech, doing 38k DPS thanks to Krone, as always, the engineer blaster. You can go check his video in the comments down below. The next builds we actually don't really have to get some footage. This is obviously something that we were expecting. Heal Scourge and Celestial Alacrity Scourge have been, well, changed, reworked maybe. Some people might say that they're better, some people might say that they're worse, but the truth is that it's very, very powerful right now. If you indeed change Pistol and Warhorn on any of the builds, Healing, Scourge, or Celestial Scourge with Staff, you'll be getting a new transfusion, of course, with the trait, and do a lot of healing when you use the marks. I tried this build on IBS 5, actually being able to do Bone Skinner, I know, crazy, without transfusion, well, the old transfusion, and it's a very, very fun build to play. You just press 2 and 3 marks off cooldown to just heal your allies, and 4 and 5 situationally, 5 for the stability, 4 to cleanse Condis, and it ends up working pretty cool. That, I've never said that before. It's a very fun build. I think, honestly, they've been really cooking with the idea of Scourge not being something that is solely defined by transfusion, and I think they did a very good job at this. And apparently the Selly version of this is not bad at all. It's the same build that you can see in Snowcrows, and it does around 22k DPS while also healing a good amount. So honestly, we might have gotten, by this one change, a lot of new possibilities of play. According to Sarghol here in the Discord from Snowcrows, he says that the damage is up from Celestial Scourge, the healing is comparable but a little bit lower, and it has good vigor, regeneration, swift, and prot uptimes. Having a lot of prot, definitely good in your build. So very, very cool stuff. Condition Mirage's damage is also going up an insane amount by this new patch, mainly because Axe is getting not only some bug fixes fixed, but also a lot of damage buffs. So if you want to actually try this very hard build, it's not a bad time to do it. That being said, the rotation might actually change because right now people are actually trying to figure out how this is gonna work and how the best way of doing damage is gonna be. I'm sorry I can't give you like, oh, this is exactly what to do, but if you really want to start playing Mesmer, particularly Mirage, it might not be the worst time to do it. Might as well you can try this build a little bit right now just to figure out how it works and then change accordingly. And for the one that we were all waiting for, Wizard! Fire Wizard is here, guys! There's a lot of new builds for Elementalist. They're really maybe the biggest winner of the entire patch. Of course, Elementalist being, well, a hard build to play, but because of the Inferno trait that now transforms all of your burning into power damage as well, there's a lot of damage you can do on Tempest and Catalyst. You can see here the build right now with the Bloodstone Relic. I'm gonna leave the video in the comments down below so you can check out their setup. But having a power build that actually gets benefited from burning is very, very cool. And don't be afraid because it's LE, guys. Believe me, most of the times the difficulty of the specs is really not that hard when you actually just go in there and try. But if you're scared about Catalyst, maybe Tempest is the way to go, as I think this build should be a bit easier to do whenever you're actually learning, as you have the overloads that take a long time and you can just, you know, kind of just sit there and wait a little bit, catch your breath while you're doing the rest. But this build also doing an insane amount of damage with this new trait, and of course also you have the Bloodstone Relic to give you a beautiful buff that will give you more damage as well. Very cool stuff. I'll leave in the video in the description down below so you can check the rotation and of course the setup. And personally, my favorite we have here, Heal Alak Tempest. One of the most fun builds to actually play. I don't even like playing healer at all in this game, but this build actually made me want to play. I heavily recommend Dan Mander's video here to just check it out, the entire thing, so you can see exactly how he does it and all the intricacies of it. As the new trait, what it does is that it will give you alacrity and all your allies alacrity whenever they receive an aura, or you produce an aura, right? Whenever you produce an aura and give it to them. So not only you're healing them, not only you're giving them alacrity, but you're also giving them the aura. As you can see here, they're actually using Dagger and Warhorn for the amount of beautiful combo fields you can trigger to give people aura. But you can also use a staff instead, which honestly is super cool. Because you can you can use Geyser like 2 times, which, well, you leave a little Geyser in the floor that heals allies and also revives them. So you can use Geyser 1 time, or you can instead use Arcane Echo, which will refresh your next cooldown on your weapons. Use it 1 time, use 1 Geyser, and then use it again and revive them super fast. In some ways, it's the new transfusion. It's super cool. You can even go even harder and get yourself Glyph of Lesser Elementals. Wait, Glyph of Renewal, there you go, on Earth or Water, and then use it to revive your allies as well. You have 3 transfusions, guys. It's crazy. I guess you don't move them, but still, you revive them instantly. It's super cool. And the cool thing about this build particularly is that you have a lot of different utility that is super useful. I have the Storm, Super Speed, Swiftness, Stability for 5 people, a Breakstone for yourself. Stun Break, not a Breakstone. Aftershock that gives Aegis, maybe not the best amount of Aegis, but it's still pretty good. And you have such a potential for Revive. It's not as good as Chrono right now, as Skill Chrono, but it's still very good. It has way better potential of reviving than Chrono does. And the best thing about it too is that regardless of what type of attunement you are on, which you probably want to go Overload Fire and Overload Earth as well, you just have to spend a little bit of time on water, not even overload it, and you'll be getting Soothing Mist that will just heal everyone around you and yourself as well. There's a lot more intricacies of this particular healing build, and I might end up making a video about it because it's pretty cool. But yeah, heavily recommended. Sadly for Weaver, we don't have anything right now, at least at the moment, but I'm sure something will happen with Burning. I really hope so. And of course, thank you DZ Beer for this beautiful meme. Okay, that's very funny. But there you go. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you're really excited to try out, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, go support snowcrows, whether that is by joining the Discord or supporting them in their website monetarily. They do a lot of work for this community, and they're awesome. So thank you very much for watching us. Subscribe to the channel. See you guys around. Love you all. Ciao, ciao.